Ah, that's better. Now we can talk. Hang on, guys. I pause you. Whoa, did that sound creepy? Hang on, guys. I pause you. Ooh. Who am I?
A couple things I want to get off my bench, but I've been wanting to show this to you for the last couple years. Look at this. Check this thing out, man. It's got a rubber gasket. It's made for, you can see, some kind of flat cable. It's good size. I mean, you know, a thumb of mine will fit in each half. You snap it closed, and you snap these down, and it forms an arguably watertight seal, right? What if one were to use it for a coaxial connector? What if one were to lay a drill bit in here, close it, and zzz to make that opening round? Lay or splice your connectors in there. Put a light film of silicone RTV all the way around, including around the coax. Snap it closed. Boom. A repaired coaxial run that you could bury with no worries of water ingress. Okay, I can get rid of that off my bench. A couple little bench tips, man. I want to put my syringe away. I use this for spraying alcohol into switches and pots, for example. And I prefer to use 97% alcohol. I actually prefer to use naphtha, white gas. But high purity alcohol, high concentration alcohol works good too, because there's minimal water content in it, and what water there is in it will evaporate relatively quickly. I wanted to mention something to you, man. I'm going to stand up behind you, grab my little bottle of alcohol, and show you how I'm going to reposition you. I'm going to pause you. I want to show you guys how I spray the alcohol into a control for cleaning. You don't need to go crazy on it, man. Now, I need to watch what I'm doing. It's hard. You need to look back and forth between the camera and your actual work, your hands. So what I do, watch this, man. Let me draw up a goodly amount of alcohol. Now, that's a lot of alcohol right there, man. You know what I'll do? Pull the syringe back. Pull the plunger back. Dispense with most of that, if not all of it. Pull the syringe back again. Look how much alcohol. I don't know if you can see it. There's about 2 drops in there. And the reason why I pulled the plunger back so far, when I inject that alcohol, I'm going to be injecting a lot of air after it, and it's going to blow it all over the place. Now, another thing you could do, you don't need to inject any liquid. Let me dispense that back out there. There's no more liquid in that syringe. If I pull that plunger back, let me recap my alcohol. When you're working on your bench with volatile substances, flammable ones, as soon as you take out what you need, recap your container. Now then, I've ejected all of the liquid alcohol out of there. When I push that plunger down forcefully, it's going to go whoosh. And I can do that 3 or 4 times in a row and blow a mist of alcohol everywhere. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but let's give it a go. Yeah, I saw a little come out, even on my phone camera. Again, See, what you're not seeing is off to my left-hand side here, I could almost soak my whole hand with that mist. It's spreading out. And really, that's all you need to clean a component, to clean a switch or a pot. That's how I inject my alcohol. I wanted to talk about that with you guys. Another item on my bench. I want to talk to you about, look what I've created. I'm not going to talk about its freakish properties right now. But what I will say is that those are just two big, huge steel washers with 4 stacks of neodymium N52 magnets. Polarity alternating. North, 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 north. Think about it. Think about it, guys. I'll talk about it next time. Each of those 4 stacks of magnets, what if they were a battery? What if they were each a little tiny battery? Plus and minus, yeah. But what if each of those batteries was capable of flowing 1,000 amps? And you did this. What would happen? Why do I laugh like an ogre? I laugh like Herman Munster. Okay, the topic at hand. I'm not going to zoom you in, but you'll see right here there's a switch missing from this Heathkit power supply. This is a Heathkit model IP-2718. I'm sorry, it looks like a B on my front panel. It's a Heathkit IP-2718 tri-mode power supply. What the switch does is lets you select whether you want these 2 supplies. These are each a 20 volt, 1/2 amp independent supply, and the grounds are not connected together. They can be used as a plus-minus supply. And because of that, this switch lets you select independent or tracking mode. In tracking mode, this control sets the voltage output for both. It sets them the same. It adjusts them the same. They're locked together if you select tracking and use this control. If you leave it set to independent, then they're controlled independently, obviously. Well, I recapped this power supply last night until 6:30 a.m. Danish native, yes, sir. I'm haunted, man. I really am. Well, I recapped it, and it was working great. I switched it off, switched it back on, and I lost supply A. Nothing. So, what the hell? And what they had, the previous owner, this pot went bad. So what they did was they disabled the tracking function, and they just tried to wire it for 2 independent supplies, and they did pretty good. It was working, but not working right. I corrected that. And where was I? Oh, I found that the switch, I had cleaned the switch. It was working, but it went bad. After I did my recap job, I checked the outputs. 2 things. I had 2 failures happen almost immediately after I got it done, and it was working again, and I verified it. And the switch went bad. That's the first thing I noticed. So I took it out. I just eliminated it. I'll never use it in tracking mode. What am I doing to this supply, guys? Am I restoring it? Oh, no. I'm not going there. You're not calling the restore police on old dear Uncle Blowsall. I'm not restoring this. I don't restore anything. I'm returning this to service, is all I'm doing. Having said that, I probably will buy a dual section 10K linear pot. I have one, but it's audio taper. I need a linear pot. I'll probably return it to its original status. But I thought maybe you'd like to take a look at the switch, see if we can see what the contacts look like in it. So I don't know how well this phone is focusing. I don't know how well you can see. I do know I just burned my light out, my hand on my halogen light. Let's try to get this thing apart, man. Let's see what we can find in this thing, man. Heathkit would like me to do that. Heathkit's a great company, man. Look what they do for dear old Uncle Blizzo. Supply me with delicious 0-calorie Powerade for all my diabetic thirst needs. See, I'm just probably working off camera is what I'm doing. Just pry those up. Let's see if we can get it apart. Now I need to squeeze them together. If I have to, I'll chicken out. Turn the camera off. Do it in peace. I don't work well on camera. What I do on camera best is talk. Let's see if we can get this sumbitch apart. Ooh, look at that. Shiny. They're not corroded. Why'd the switch fail? Let's look at this part. Not too dirty. That switch shouldn't have failed. I'm going to clean things up with some acetone, probably, and put this back together. I'll bring you back, and we'll test it. 73.
Okay, guys. Upon further investigation, this is the carrier that the contacts are in, right? Upon further investigation, the contacts just fall out of there. I decided to bend the two ends to make the contact extend out of that carrier a little farther. You'll see the top one, I've already done so. The bottom one is how it came out of the switch. I'll repeat that bending action to that bottom contact, then I'll reassemble the switch, and then we'll test it. Okay? Bye, guys.